If you're ready, let's get started. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons. Tesla stock has been declining, and it's currently 60 points below its all-time high. However, I can assure you that this is a great company to invest in over the long term. In this video, we'll tackle the fascinating task of estimating the number of vehicles produced and delivered by each factory for each month of the second quarter. If you haven't already, start using Tesla now, since our ultimate goal is to determine the deliveries. We in Shanghai place more emphasis on vehicle deliveries in April than on production. And although we don't have exact production numbers, we can assume that between 70,000 and 80,000 vehicles were produced. Topic we'll cover later in the April video. This month, Tesla Shanghai reported an amazing over 76,000 vehicle deliveries. Based on this, we project a production total of roughly 73,000 vehicles. The identical computation is used for June, with the exception that June has 30 days, making 25 days of manufacturing. As a result, June's production totals around 70,000 vehicles when May and June are combined, with the addition of the previously announced 75,000 vehicles produced in April. Shanghai's Q2 production figure, pending official confirmation, would have been approximately 218,000 to 220,000 vehicles. Shanghai's Q2 output total is approximately 143,000 vehicles. Outstanding results, especially in light of recent price reductions and changes in the market. Now, let's turn our attention to Tesla Fremont. As of right now, the company produces about 1,700 vehicles per day. By dividing this number by the number of days in April and May 30 and 31 respectively, we can estimate that Fremont produced about 51,000 vehicles in April and nearly 53,000 vehicles in May. Taking into account all of April, May, and June, Tesla Fremont is projected to produce roughly 15 production of Tesla is expanding to new heights. A few weeks ago, they surpassed a weekly production pace of 5,000 vehicles, which is equal to an amazing 714 vehicles being produced every day. However, let's delve deeper and examine the expected madness of Q2 for Tesla. Berlin, we would estimate that we could anticipate 20,000 cars in April and 21,000 in May. In summary, during Q2 2023, Tesla Berlin is poised to produce just shy of 65,000 vehicles, a record-breaking achievement. Looking ahead to June, Berlin has a full month of production without any holidays. With further improvements, the production rate is predicted to increase to 800 vehicles per day. Multiplying this by 30 days, we can anticipate an impressive 24,000 vehicles being manufactured just in June. The adoption of the new 4,680 batteries has caused some delays for Tesla's operation in Texas, but progress is still being made. In April, for example, I estimated that 570 vehicles would be produced each day, which multiplied by 7 days would result in approximately 4,000 vehicles for the month of May. In May, we anticipate 600 vehicles per day, which will translate into a total of approximately 18,600 vehicles for the month over the course of 28 days, which translates to approximately 17,500 vehicles produced in June. In summary, for Q2 2023, Tesla's Gigafactory in Texas is estimated to manufacture just of 52,000 vehicles, which, while not as high as projected, still represents a significant output excluding April. Tesla, in order to estimate overall production, we can add 75,000 vehicles to account for the number of deliveries made, bringing the total deliveries for Shanghai, including April, to approximately 447,000 vehicles. If we factor in a 90 delivery rate, Shanghai has already produced 412,000 vehicles. We excitedly await the release of May's data for Tesla Shanghai, which will provide us a clearer picture. If Tesla is able to deliver over 447,000 vehicles in total, their year-to-date deliveries for 2023 will be close to 870,000 units in the near future. As production ramps up, record-breaking deliveries are expected. Let's explore the projected stock prices for Q2, 3, Q4, and even the end of 2023, starting with Q2, when we anticipate Tesla delivering an incredible 447,000 vehicles. The figures are astounding, and it's thrilling to see this growth, but we also need to take into account the average selling price, which rose to $45,000 in Q2 as a result of rising prices. The company's bottom line and overall revenue are impacted by these pricing increases. Let's now examine the finances in more detail. We have the credits, services taking into account leasing and gross earnings, the gross profit margin for the first quarter was 18.3, and we're anticipating that it will be 18.4 for the second quarter with over $20 billion in total vehicle sales. We anticipate revenue to reach an astounding $3.7 billion in gross profits, with revenue estimates for Q2 alone approaching $25 billion, a GAAP net income of approximately $2 billion, a non-GAAP net income of over $3 billion. Wall Street estimates have seen some fluctuations in Tesla's projected earnings per share, which began at 81 cents. These forecasts have now settled 71 cents, but it's crucial to remember that they might not completely reflect the recent market price hikes. As of right now, Tesla's predicted non-GAAP earnings per share is a promising 89 cents. And this increased estimate suggests that Tesla stock may rise, particularly if it exceeds the predicted 71 cents by a sizable amount. In this case, we might see a price to earnings ratio of 55 or even 60, which would suggest that the market believes the company is worth a lot. But in order to be cautious, let's look at a ratio of 50. The target stock price of $176 per share may be estimated using this conservative projection. It's vital to keep in mind that the current value of Tesla stock is around $170. So there's a chance that its worth will improve if projected profits per share beat expectations. Now that we have an overview of the future growth and value of Tesla stock, thanks to these calculations and considerations, investors may make well-informed judgments in this dynamic market. Let's now turn our attention to Q3, specifically to Tesla's projected revenue and profits for 2023, as well as the stock price. Get ready for additional development. Based on a conservative estimate, I anticipate 465 Zero vehicles to be delivered in Q3 at an average selling price of $46,000. This increase in average selling price will raise the vehicle gross profit percentage even higher, bringing it to just under 19. As a result, it is anticipated that total car revenue will surpass an astounding $21 billion in Q3, with total vehicle profit exceeding $4 billion. Taking costs, energy, and other aspects into account, we project that Tesla will generate more than $26.05 billion in revenue in Q3, with a net income of more than $3 in the GAAP and nearly $3.5 billion in non-GAAP calculations. This corresponds to 88 cents for GAAP earnings and 99 cents anticipated non-GAAP earnings per share. If Tesla can beat projections and smash expectations, we might see a major rise in their stock, increasing their P to 55 or possibly 60. Tesla's Q3 and Q4 predictions are nothing short of astounding. The data show constant growth in a positive future for the firm. To be cautious, though, I'll continue with a P ratio of 50 for the time being, which will result in a stock price of $176 per share. Of course, there's always a chance that we could miss the mark, in which case the P could drop to 40 or 45. But if they are able to outperform earnings once more, the P ratio might increase to 55 or perhaps 60. Indeed, things might become intriguing between October 2021 and January 2024. My study suggests that Tesla is positioned to make a big impact this year. Friends, get ready for an incredible achievement, as I envisage delivering a staggering 500 Zero vehicles. The average price of each of these vehicles is anticipated to be $47,000, which adds an exciting dimension to the equation. However, what really makes this projection stand out is Tesla's predicted steadily rising vehicle gross profit margin, which is expected to reach an astounding 19.2%. This indicates that their profitability per vehicle is skyrocketing, and they can anticipate total vehicle profits of approximately $23, 5 cents billion. Given such an astounding figure, it is understandable why their revenue is expected to reach an astounding $45 billion. However, Tesla's success story does not end there. There are other revenue streams to take into account, such as their energy-related ventures. The numbers get even more amazing when we take into account these additional sources and deduct the associated costs. For the fourth quarter, they are expected to bring in a staggering $29 billion in revenue, and their net income is expected to be over $3.6 billion. Remember, this is meant to be a recession year. So if every forecast comes to pass, it would be unprecedented in comparison to the other automakers. Tesla would perform like a powerhouse. I'm assuming an Epsilon gap of approximately 1.16, we return to Q4. of 2022. Given the difficulties they have faced, that's pretty impressive. By January 2024, the market should be recovering, which makes Tesla's P ratio of 60 seem reasonable. However, things go south and there are additional price cuts and unforeseen events. The P ratio could fall back to 40, 35, or even 30. Now let's talk about some realistic price ranges for this year's end. The stock may stay in the low 200s and rise to $240 or perhaps $220, in my opinion. $260 per share is my price target at year's end based on the most recent estimates and developments. Although the following information should be viewed with some skepticism, it's important to remember that the number 400 represents the anticipated delivery of cars in the second quarter. Although these numbers could change in the future, it's vital to subscribe for further updates. Now let's tackle the important question. Is now a good time to invest in Tesla stock? The company's recent price decline of 60 from its peak and its reputation as a solid long-term investment. Many are considering their next course of action. To assist you in making this decision, we strongly advise that you conduct your own research and carefully consider them. However, keep in mind that this is all just a prediction, so proceed with caution. Those who are interested, the movie covers nearly all of the 470 automobiles that have been tested and are anticipated to be delivered in Q2. Please be sure to subscribe to Tesla Hype and give the video a huge thumbs up if you enjoy this content.